Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Well, you guys, the Epstein saga continues, and the case will not go away anytime soon. People are still talking about it. I know some people don't really care less about it. People are more concerned about other things in the world and in the economy and making America great again, making our food great again. But people are still talking about it. Also, Ghislaine Maxwell, she may be in danger, and I'm going to go in deep into that and explain why I believe she may be in danger. Also, social media, is it a blessing or is it a curse? Let's get into it and welcome back everyone to That Said. I don't know about you guys, but I love transparency. I love transparency. I love honesty. I like the fact that when people say something, they keep their word. And when people say they're going to do something, I take their word face value. You know what I mean? That's super important. It's really super important when someone say they're going to do something, they're going to act on it, and you take their word. And when they don't do it, then you don't believe anything that what they have to say. You don't trust what they're going to say, what they're going to do in the near future. That's why it's super important that when you tell someone, especially the American people, that you're going to advocate to do something to make America great and you got to keep your promises, you got to follow through. You got to keep your word because your words are everything. Okay, without that, then no one's not going to take you seriously. No one's not going to believe you face value. And that's what I believe with President Trump. Now, I understand that, he promised a lot of things and he fulfilled them. Okay, I am not knocking him down for that. Yes, he did a lot of things and no one's not discrediting that. No one's not putting him down for that. However, on June, I believe, on June 2nd, 2024, when he was doing an interview on Fox News, he said to the reporters, and that woman, I don't know her name, but she asked them, will you release the MLK files? He said yes. Will you release the JFK files? Yes. She also said, will you release I can't even say it, I'm saying S, Jeffrey Epstein files? He said yes. And this was June 2nd of 2024. He's been saying it during his campaign. He's been saying that, and I just don't understand, again, what happened? What changed his mind? What changed his mind that he keeps saying, why we keep still talking about the public people or the American people should not even care. They should be worrying about other things that's more important, like the Texas, the people that's going on, what's happening in Texas, the economy and the border. We get that. We care about that. That's super important. However, you gaslighting the people and saying that we shouldn't be worrying about the Epstein files. We shouldn't be concerned that people that been involved in human trafficking and you just letting them go. That's the problem that people have. That's the problem that people are not letting it go because you letting these pedophiles get away with this. And you telling us why we should be worrying about this. Press Secretary Caroline Levitt, hopefully I'm saying her name correctly, she was saying to one of the reporters, and she was just getting upset and hostile, like she was really offended that the reporter keep asking, why you keep talking about this? And I'm paraphrasing what she said. Why you keep talking about the Epstein files, the Epstein case? Shouldn't it be more focused on the most important things, the people, the victims in Houston, the borders and this and that? Why are we just so gun-ho and focused on the Epstein files? And I'm thinking to myself, you are gaslighting the reporters, okay? Your team, your administrator is the one that been promoting this. Yes, promoting this since last year, saying there's going to be transparency, there's going to be accountability. Your team, your administrator been doing this. Trump, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pan Bondi, like everyone been advocating for this, that you're going to release the Epstein files. You're going to know the people that were involved. People are going to be arrested. People are going to be held accountable. And now you turn around A couple months later, there's nothing there. There's no one involvement. There's no blackmail. There's no video. There's no nothing. It was just all Epstein. So basically, those thousands of videos that Pam Bondi reviewed, and then the children that were molested and human trafficking, it was just all Epstein. They're trafficked themselves. The girls, they're all trafficking themselves. Come on now, get serious. Like, you're not fooling anyone. And then when we ask questions, you get defensive, you get hostile because you just want us to go away. You don't want us to ask the questions. And this is not going away because people need to know the truth. And the funny thing is, even the Democrats, they want the files to be released. And I'm not for the Democrats, and I'm not giving them any credit, but the Democrats are hypocrites too, because under Joe Biden administration, they had the evidence on their desk or anyone's desk. They had the proof who was involved in this. They didn't want to get involved. They didn't want to touch the case at all under the 4 years under, or maybe 4 years under the Joe Biden administrator. And now you want transparency. Now you want Trump to release the Epstein files. Where were you 4 years ago? You had the proof. You had the files. You had all the evidence for years, and you did nothing. And now you want to say something because you can't stand Trump. That's the whole point of this. They can't stand Trump, so now they're using this Epstein file against him and bringing it to Congress, so Congress can say, listen, Pam Bondi needs to do her job, and she needs to release the files. She needs to do something. And even Trump said that it's up to Pam Bondi to do it. Well, if that's the case, and he's her boss, then she should do it then. If your boss, President Trump, is telling you that is your discrepancy, that you should release it, then she should do it then. But again, I feel like it's just all a mind game. I feel like President Trump is just saying this to the people, to the media, to the reporters, just to back things up. So, basically, it's out of my hands, and it's really Pam Bondi's decision. When he knows that he's the president of the United States, he has the power. Now he's in White House. Now he's in office, and he's going to be president for the 4 years. He has the power. He can order Pam Bondi. Why are you making her make the decision? You're the boss, or is he the boss? Or someone's just talking in his ears and telling him what he needs to hear, what he needs to say. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Even the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, went on Benny Johnson podcast, and even he said there needs to be transparency with the Epstein files. He agrees. He agrees that it should come out. They should just be honest. They should say, you know what, we made a mistake. We fucked up. Excuse my language. Just be honest. We're not going to release the files. Point blank. Period. There's people involved. There's files. We're just not going to release it. Just be honest. Because if they knew they was not going to release it in the first place, you should have been honest with the American people. But no, you didn't want to do that because you wanted their votes probably. Okay? It was all a game to you to fool the American people, saying that you're going to do this and you're going to do that when all of it probably was a lie. But then you should just be honest and come clean, and just say, listen, we have the files. We know the perpetrators. We know the pedophiles. We're just not going to do shit. Be honest. Will people be outraged and pissed and will never trust you guys again? Of course. People don't even trust you guys now because you are corrupt and you lie. People are not going to trust you now. People are not going to trust you now anymore. But at least be transparent. At least be honest. At least tell the American people, listen, we're not going to release anything. We have some type of files and videos because Pam Bondi said they've been reviewing thousands of videos. So there's videos out there. And Cash Patel said on Joe Rogan, there's no videos. There's nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's lies. They can't even keep their story straight. One is lying, one is telling the truth. Maybe both are lying. They're not inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They're not even telling the truth. They're all over the place. Okay? They can't even keep their story straight. That's the government for you. That's the DOJ for you. Okay? Now I want to show you this footage, you guys, of what Trump had to say about Pam Bondi, and I'm gonna let you take a listen. Whoops, we don't need that yet. Here we go.
MAGA movement's push for public disclosure of the Justice Department's files on notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein now includes a high-profile Trump ally.
I'm for transparency.
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it.
A push for damage control from the president's own daughter-in-law, Laura Trump.
I do think that there needs to be more transparency on this, and I think that will happen.
Earlier today, Attorney General Pam Bondi tried to deflect Epstein questions.
Nothing about Epstein. I'm not going to talk about Epstein.
Reporters pressed her on new comments today from President Trump, suggesting Bondi consider opening some files.
She's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
The president said today you would release credible files related to Mr. Epstein. Are you prepared to do that, and when would you?
Our memo speaks for itself, and we'll get back to you on anything else.
That DOJ memo said it found no incriminating client list, no credible evidence of blackmail, and therefore no further disclosure. That stunned some Trump supporters because she had said this in February when asked about a client list.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Then her push to clarify.
My response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
The controversy lit a political wildfire in MAGA world.
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
I care.
Asked about these new calls for action, senior officials point to the president's own words, where he says it's up to Bondi to decide. One
Wow.
official telling me, we'll see what happens. Tom?
Okay. Why is it up to Bondi? Why is it up to her? I should call her Blondie because it seems like she has no sense. She's just a blonde, and I shouldn't say that, you know what I mean? But I'm going to call her Blondie because Blondie don't know what she's saying, what she's doing. She's just making shit up. And she just, she's not being truthful. And I'm just saying that now Trump's saying that she's giving Blondie permission to release files when he's the boss. He's the president of the United States. He has the power. He holds the power. My gosh, he should just demand her to release it. But again, if he has nothing to hide, okay, why is he protecting the pedophiles? Is Trump really in danger in his life? Is he afraid that he might be assassinated again because what happened last year on July 13 of 2024? What is it? Because I just wouldn't think that he would protect these pedophiles that have been doing this for over a decade and then just letting it go. It has to be more to it than this. It has to be more to it than this is the worst sex trafficking ring in United States history. This scumbag was running and everyone knew about it and they said nothing. They did nothing. Think about it. If it was an average person running a human sex trafficking ring, they would be in prison from the get-go. But I guess if you've been working with Israel and you're in the intelligence, that's just above your pay rate, I guess. It's something that you cannot, It's not your call to take care of. It's not your call to put this pedophile off the streets, I guess, if you were working with intelligence with Israel. And I believe that's what happened with Epstein, because even Alice Lacosta say, you know what? I was told that he was working with Israel intelligence. This is above my pay rate, and I can't do anything. That's why I gave him that sweetheart deal, and he got the bare minimum. So I don't understand why Blondie is not releasing the full Epstein files. Again, we don't want to see the videos, but you know the names. And I'm not with the Democrats, but you know what? I think they're just doing it for their own political reasons, obviously, because they hate Trump with a passion, and anything that they can use to weaponize Trump, to use this against him, they will, because now they want to go to Congress to have this all the Epstein files to be released and everything. And this is why I mentioned why Ghislaine Maxwell, she may be in danger, because this is what the reporter is saying in I believe, what reporter was this? Sorry, you guys. The Daily Mail. Okay, 63 years. Oh, I can't speak. 63-year-old Ghislaine, Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence. Now, according to the Daily Mail, it says the breakdown claims Ghislaine Maxwell was offered to testify about Epstein client list. Now, it also mentioned that in July 2025, a claim circulated online that Ghislaine Maxwell, an associate of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, offered to testify before Congress about this activities and as a purpose of Epstein's client list. Maxwell is currently serving 20-year sentence for helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. The claim stems from a report published by a Daily Mail on July 13 of 2025. Scoops was unable to confirm the Daily Mail reporting because it replies an anonymous source, and Maxwell attorney had not responded to our request to comment by that time of publishing. So Scoop is the one that reported this, but the Daily Mail published this on July 13th. My thing is she crazy? Like, listen, I hope it's true, but my gosh, she's exposing herself to, God forbid something can happen to her in prison. Has she have not learned what happened to Epstein? He got killed in prison because someone knew from the inside that Epstein was about to get released through bond, and then people were afraid that Epstein was going to release some names of the perpetrator that was involved in the human sex trafficking ring. And now you're hearing this, Ghislaine Maxwell may be testifying in Congress. Why on earth would she even say that, or her associate or her lawyer? Like, has she not learned? People can get her from the inside. She's in prison. She's in a maximum prison. People can get her. And if I was her, I would not even say anything, okay, until she is out of there, or she's in some witness protection, or she's somewhere safe, okay? Because if this is true, this would tear down everything, because she wants to be released. Because even the DOJ said that there was no one else involved. It was only Epstein, and they said it in that memo. Night and day, they said it. It's clear, crystal clear, black and white, you guys, okay? So why shouldn't Ghislaine Maxwell get released? If she was not involved in this sexual abuse with underage girls, and it was only Epstein, then she should be released then, right? She should testify in Congress and tell her story and release the names. Release the names if that's true or not, what they're saying. If it's claimed to be true, I hope they keep it on the DL and they don't say anything, because if the people who were involved in this, the pedophiles, they probably may eliminate her, okay? They may kill her, okay? So I will, if I was Maxwell's attorney or associate, I would tell her to watch her back and not say anything. Let their attorney take care of everything discreetly. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Discreet, excuse me. And then that's it. And not say another word. Maybe that's why her attorneys are not saying anything, because they don't want to broadcast this. And I don't know how they got this information in the first place, but I wouldn't say anything, because she might get herself killed in prison. They might shut her up. They said they shut up Epstein, and they might say it was a suicide. Anything they can do to get rid of evidence and proof. You know what I mean? Look what happened to Virginia Giuffre. They said she committed suicide, when she even left a note saying, if anything happens to me, someone got me. Look at that. So I don't believe that she killed herself either. I don't believe Epstein killed himself either. But that's besides the point with Virginia Giuffre, rest in peace. I just feel like Maxwell, she needs to protect herself, and she needs to keep her mouth shut. And anything that she is going to say, she should say to her attorney. Her attorney should not say a word, not to the reporters or anything. Because if it is true, and if it gets leaked out to the pedophiles, the men out there who's been doing this, they will have her killed. I guarantee you that. So if I was her, keep her mouth shut. She shouldn't say anything, and she should get witness protection. She should be moved until she decides to go in front of Congress and release the names. And I hope that does happen, because names need to be released. People need to be accountable for this. This is just ridiculous. This is just outrage, and disgusted. I'm just disgusted by this. And I'm moving on. But before I move on, I just want to show you this video of, just lost you there. Sorry. A video of Rod Stewart. He is so funny. I just love his personality. He was just poking fun on Kash Patel and President Trump. And take a listen to what Jon Stewart, what he has to say. Just love him. It's so funny.
What indication has Trump ever given that there may be things within those Epstein files that may be concerning to him?
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think
June
that's
2nd, he
less
said
so
that.
because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there.
There's a lot of phony stuff in there. You can put anything in a file, say anything about anybody. By the way, just for the record, asking a 17-year-old masseuse if she's planning on staying in the United States, that's a legitimate question. And the rest of the video is AI. If there's a video. My favorite moment was when the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, found out Elon accused Trump of being on the Epstein list live while podcasting.
Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside my lane.
What are they doing?
I know my lane and that ain't it.
Not your lane? Aren't you literally in charge of the Epstein files?
Right?
I know my lane. I'm just a guy in charge of law enforcement domestically. Conspiracies, crimes, cover-ups, Home Depot parking, overcrowding.
I have to say that's funny and hilarious. And one more video I want to show you before I move on to the next topic is a puppet of President Trump. Take a listen.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. It is so funny. I just wanted to share that with you guys. But moving on. So the next topic I want to talk about, social media. Can it be a blessing or can it be a curse? Now, I know a lot of people that go on social media that post, things about their lives, what's personal, not personal, just things that they do in their lives. And, again, I'm not judging here. I just want to give my perspective and my opinion. Jennifer Love Hewitt, she, anyone don't know her, she's from Ghost Whispers. I know what you did last summer, 1997. I can't remember the other year that she did it. Basically, it's a franchise, if anyone don't know about I Know What You Did Last Summer. And she's on Rescue 911. Love her to death. I grew up watching her in the 90s. She's just I don't know her personally, but I'm just saying that you never heard any scandals about her doing drugs or anything like that. She's been very, I have to say, squeaky clean, which is amazing for someone who grew up in Hollywood and started at such a young age in the 90s. And she looks amazing. So she went on a premiere on I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she looks amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. 46-year-old, and she don't even look 46, you guys. She looks like she looks like she's 36, okay? And I just can't believe that she looks amazing. After all these years, she looks amazing even now with her curves and everything. And people are making fun of her weight. Like, she's too fat, she's this and that. I'm like, how cruel can you people be? Like, really, you have nothing better to do than to poke fun on someone's weight. The woman's amazing, okay? She is beautiful and gorgeous, okay? If I was, swinging the other way, I probably would hit on her. You know what I mean? But, I'm Christian. I love men. But you get what I'm saying. She is beautiful. She is gorgeous. And for someone just to make fun of her or poke fun of her of her weight, like, get serious. And maybe there's something wrong with you deep down that you have nothing better to do but poke fun on someone's weight and saying that she's too fat or whatever. Those are curves, okay? And she is flaunting it and she is showing it off, and good for her. And she went to this premiere, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she looks amazing. And like I said, a lot of people have thick skin, and I don't know her personally, but she probably have thick skin, and she probably don't give a shit what people say, because you know what? They don't know her per se. They don't know her personally. They don't know anything about her. And then people just like to start digs and make fun of people and make fun of people's weight when they should be like focusing within themselves instead of like making fun of other people. It's just crazy. And that's the part I don't like about social media, because people can be so negative and so critical Obviously, you can voice your opinions and your belief. That's fine. But just to, make fun of someone or bully someone, it's just absurd. It's just crazy, and there's no need for it. There's no need for it. It should be about love, peace, respect, and helping one another, and just lifting each other up instead of like tearing people down and making fun of people's weight and stuff like that. Another thing I don't like about social media, and again, this is not me judging, this is just giving my perspective. When I see kids, like babies, like parents, putting their child on social media, when it comes to their, like if there's like a health issue or anything like that. And the reason I brought it up because I went through TikTok and I was scrolling and I saw the couple of 90 Day Fiance, Annie and Dave. And anyone who knows 90 Day Fiance franchise, these two, and I really like these couples. They had a hard time conceiving, and she started the IVF, and she got pregnant right away. The first cycle of IVF, and then they had a daughter. And I guess the daughter had some health complication, and then she posted on social media about her daughter's treatment and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just feel like it's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad that the daughter's going through this, and the daughter has to go through treatment, and the daughter's so young, and she has no idea what's going on, and then just seeing the IV and stuff in her. When I saw that, it broke my heart. I started tearing up. I started crying that I couldn't even look at it anymore because I just don't like seeing any children or any child, excuse me, in pain and suffering. And she didn't look like she was in pain, but my whole point is like, why put it on social media? Like, why would you want the whole world to see what your daughter's going through in treatment? Shouldn't it be in a private manner with your family and your friends? Why post it on social media when your daughter doesn't even have a say if she wanted to be in front of the camera or if she wanted to be on a social media platform on TikTok or Instagram or whatever? You know what I mean? I feel like, for us, we have to protect our children. You know what I mean? I don't have children yet, but I have 4 nieces, and I know with my sister, she don't let me post anything of my nieces, and if we do, we cover their faces, excuse me. But even for me, I don't even put my nieces' pictures on social media, even though I didn't give birth to my nieces. But I'm super, super protective of them, super protective, because if anything happened to them, I would go crazy. I would go crazy. I think I would like hurt somebody, really. I would think I would just like punch them in the face, okay, and ask God for forgiveness later. That's just how protective aunt I am. And especially these days that we're living in, you have these pedophiles that watch kiddie porns or go to the black market and get all these pornography stuff about little kids. It's just disgusting, and it freaks me out. And you have people like that they go on social media and they see little kids, and then they use those pictures or whatever and put it on the black web and then do some funny business. That shit happens. It does. And that's why my sister and my cousin, they're very protective of their children. That's why they don't put their children on social media, which I don't. I totally back them up 100%. I won't even put my children on social media until they're grown, and then once they want to be on social media and take pictures, that's on them. But for me, when I do become a parent, I feel like it's my right to protect my children from these perverts and pedophiles out there that might use my children's pictures for something different, a different purpose, which is utterly disgusting. And my whole point is, I just feel like parents should just be careful. And I feel like you should post, your kids on social media when it comes to certain things that's going on in your life, especially if your child's health or whatever. I don't know, maybe they getting trying to get a lot of likes, a lot of clicks, a lot of get exposure, so I don't know. Like I said, social media can be a good thing because it can help your platform, it can build your brand, help you with your video content or whatever. It's a good thing. Okay, I'm not putting it down. However, it can be a curse too. When you keep posting, you're gonna get a lot of backlash. You're gonna get a lot of negativity as well. So it's like a hit or miss. And as long as you have thick skin, but I just feel like when it comes to children, and again, I'm not telling anyone how to parent their kids. I just want to make that very clear. I just feel like, in my opinion, I think children should not be on social media because they don't have a voice to say if they want to be on social media or not. I feel like us adults, we should protect our children from that and not put them on display like that just to get clicks and likes. And don't get me wrong, kids are cute. They're cute. They're cute little things, little person. Children are beautiful, but I just feel like it should just be private for, family and friends. I don't think it should be out there in the whole world so the whole world can see your kids and stuff like that just because you want to get likes and get a lot of views for people to see how cute your kids are. You know your kids are cute. Everyone's probably telling you your kids are cute, but why put it out there on social media? It should be a private moment. Now, if you want to post something small, like a hand or whatever, if you're going to do it, at least cover their face. You know what I mean? Then, those pedophiles or, they won't have to use those pictures because your children's face is covered. I don't know. I'm not telling anyone how to parent, but I just wanted to say that because for me, I just don't want to, like, if something, God forbid, there was a health issue with my nieces or my child, I just didn't want, for me, I wouldn't want to put it on social media because I don't feel like it's anyone's business. It's between, my husband and I and family members. I don't think the whole world need to see what I'm going through with my child, with treatment and stuff like that. But to each his own. Everyone is different. A lot of people just want to get, empathy, sympathy, and get likes and comments. And I get that. But are they doing it for the right reasons, or are they doing it just to get more attention drawn to them because they're going through a situation when it comes to their children? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm overthinking this, because there's times I do overthink things, and when I do overthink this, I like to talk about it and address it and get your input and your thoughts. But let me know. Let me know what you think. And that's all I'm going to say about that topic. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.